Hello, my name is Sophie, and for my TED Talk today, I'm going to be focusing on Article 3 of the UDHR, which is saying that the right to life, liberty, and personal security is inherent to everyone, which this seems pretty straightforward, right? You would think, but if this is so straightforward, why are there so many people that are struggling with their right to life, liberty, and personal security, as well as just freedom in general? And so what I think that is important to talk about today is how we as social workers can work to fight for people that are struggling with this right. So something that we can do as social workers is to focus on connecting it with things like the NASW, Standards for Cultural Competence. And by doing this, we are able to connect our values as social workers with this article and this people, their right to life. So with the NASW Standard for Cultural Competence, I want to connect it with Article 1, which focuses on ethics and values. And what this does is it emphasizes that social workers must demonstrate an understanding of cultures and its function in society. It also wants us as social workers to recognize the strengths of different cultures, for us to have a respect for that and respect for different cultures in general. And as social workers, we do need to be challenging policies that are unequally affecting certain populations and certain cultures, because it is important that we are working to protect them and their rights. And we must be culturally competent when we are challenging these policies, and we need to understand how different cultures will, work with how different cultures impact people in their lives. People in different cultures are going to have different traditions and standards that they live by that are not going to be the same as us. So that brings me into cultural humility. So cultural humility can help us to deepen our understanding of different cultures and also allow us to reflect on our own. So it helps us to understand that we cannot know what's going on with that person in their culture because we're looking in from the outside. We're not from the inside looking out, if that makes sense. So it goes beyond cultural competence because it helps us to understand that, again, we're not in someone's culture and we have no way of knowing their needs and maybe draw conclusions for them. So we need to communicate with them and ask them what they need clearly and hear their story from them. So people who are a part of a culture are experts in what they've learned, and we need to think of it like that. So bringing all three of these things together, this will help me advocate effectively for different cultures. So the NASW Standard for Cultural Competence provides guidelines for us as social workers to follow in order to help us effectively advocate for people. Cultural competence then ensures that we are able to be educated about different cultures the best we are able. And then finally, cultural humility adds that personal touch where it ties everything together. And then overall, these three components of recognition are honestly so essential in helping social workers to respect Article 3 and to stand up for people who are struggling with their rights to it. Thank you.